Hello, good afternoon, everybody. It is 1:30 on Monday, which means it's time for Shout Out Assembly. I am here with the school phone. The school phone is ready for your shout outs today. So send a message on WhatsApp and I'll be able to read it out for your friends or your teachers at the end of today's assembly. I've had 3 or 4 shout outs come in already, which is great. And I'll be sharing those after today's story. Now is a great time to send those messages so you don't have to send them while we're listening to the story. We can just enjoy today's assembly. Send your shout outs as soon as you can to the school phone. I'm here. It's ready. I'm ready. Are you ready? We're nearly ready to go. We'll wait 30 more seconds to give anybody else time to write their shout out message. There was a problem with the link on the phone, so if you've joined us today, well done. The link on Class Dojo should be absolutely fine and working perfectly. Let's get started in about 10 seconds. I've got the phone ready. It's here. It's Shout Out Assembly. It's 1:30 on a Monday. Thank you so much if you've sent a message already. If you would like me to read a message to your friends, let me know what I should say. Send it to the school phone now. Oh, it's just buzzed in my hand. It's just gone boom, which means somebody else has sent a shout out. That's fantastic news. Let's take a look. Okay, great. Another shout out coming in. That one from year 4 and year 2. I wonder if you can work out who that might be. Okay, school phone. It's going down here. For now, keep sending those shout outs though. I'll read those out at the end of today's assembly. Keep sending them in. Keep sending those shout outs and I'll have loads to share at the end of assembly today. Right? Let's make a start. This term, in fact, since the beginning of this term, we've been sharing stories from around the world. We've been all over the place with our stories in many different continents. Groups of countries. We've been in many different continents for our stories since we started. And you know, the best thing, or one of the best things about our school, one of the things that makes us the special place we are, is the fact that we've got people who come from all over the world. We've got people from North America at our school, and we've got people from South America at our school as well. We've got people from Africa in our school, and in fact, we are in Africa as well. We've got people from Europe, the green section at Tradewinds Academy. And we've got people from Asia in our school as well. And we've got people from Oceania in our school. In fact, we've got amazing representation from all around the world. Nobody from Antarctica. If you know anybody in Antarctica who's interested in coming to Tradewinds Academy, get them to give me a call, because we'd love to have people from Antarctica as well. From all around the world, children and families come to Tradewinds Academy, and that's so exciting. That's really, really interesting, because people from different places have different ideas, different beliefs, different languages, and that makes the world such an interesting place. And thinking about those different beliefs, that's another thing that we've got at school that's awesome, is that we've got people who believe different things. We've got people who have different faiths or different religions. And it makes our school a really wonderful and really interesting place. Not just because there's difference, but because we love that difference and we celebrate the differences between people. And celebrating that difference brings us closer together. And that's what we're going to be thinking about for the next few weeks, because we've reached that time of year, November, December, where it's time for celebrations, time for festivals, and in particular, time for festivals of light. Now, we know lots of different sorts of celebrations. Thanksgiving is coming up for our American friends next week. Next week already, the end of November. So our American friends will be celebrating Thanksgiving. And you might even be celebrating with them. Later on in December, thinking of celebrations that happen in December, Miss Rose's birthday. Miss Rowe's birthday is in December, so Miss Rowe will be celebrating her birthday. There's lots of celebrations happening. But we're concentrating on these festivals of light, celebrations about lights. And there are more of those than you might think. Some of our Dutch friends who are watching might be counting down to St. Martin's Day. St. Martin's Day, a festival of lights. But we're not talking about St. Martin's Day today. We're actually talking about a festival of lights that happened last week. The exact date does change, but this year it was last week. So not the Saturday we just had, the Saturday before. And the festival I'm talking about is Diwali. Now, at home, you might be watching and you might think, oh, I remember the story of Diwali. That's great. You might be sitting there thinking, I remember how people celebrate. That's brilliant. And this is something that's incredibly important to lots of people. So I'm going to share a little bit more about that today. Because every festival begins with a story. So today I'll be sharing the story of Diwali, which takes place all around the world. But most people celebrating Diwali are in India. Now, Diwali is celebrated by lots of different religions. Hindus celebrate Diwali, Sikhs celebrate Diwali, Buddhists can celebrate Diwali, Jains can celebrate Diwali. In fact, some Muslim groups celebrate Diwali as well. Lots of people celebrate Diwali. But what is it? Well, Diwali is a 5-day festival, celebration, a party, 5 days. And lots of things happen that you might do for a festival in your house. People light candles and lanterns. People decorate their homes. People might give cards or sweet gifts. There might be fireworks to celebrate Diwali. Does any of that sound like something that you do, either for Diwali or a different festival? Well, let's look at the why. Let's take it right the way back and learn the story of Diwali. The story of Diwali, how it all came to be, starts with a brave warrior called Prince Rama, who was adored. Everybody loved Prince Rama because he was fair and just and kind and powerful. And Prince Rama was in love. He was in love with Sita, and together they were blissfully happy. But there was a problem. That problem was a demon king. A demon king called Ravana. Ravana was a terrifying prospect. Ravana, the demon king, had not 2 arms, 20 arms. And he had not 1 head, 10 heads. 10 heads and 20 arms. And he was petrifying. Incredibly, incredibly scary. He was petrifying. Everybody feared Ravana. And the bad news for our hero Rama is that Ravana wanted Sita to be his wife. And so Ravana, the demon king, kidnapped her. He rode away with her in the back of his chariot, away from Rama, away from the prince, away from our brave warrior. He took Sita in his chariot away. Fortunately, Sita was very, very clever, because Sita didn't want to go with Ravana. Sita needed to find her way home. Sita needed Prince Rama to be able to find her. So she removed her jewelry. As the chariot sped through the land, she took off items of her jewelry and dropped them behind her. A ring, bangle, bracelet, earrings, as she went, leaving a trail behind so that Prince Rama would be able to find her again. But it wasn't that easy. Prince Rama was devastated, upset, when he realized that Sita was gone. And so he began his search. He found the trail, but the trail was long. And so he walked, searching for Sita, following the items of jewelry that she dropped behind. On his journey, he met the Monkey King, Hanuman, and he made friends with. He befriended Hanuman. He explained to Hanuman what the problem was. Sita, she has been taken. She has been taken by the demon king, Ravana. Hanuman heard this from his new friend and decided to help. So Hanuman took that message to all of the monkeys in the world. Hanuman, the Monkey King, went to all of the monkeys and explained, we must find Sita for my friend Prince Rama. We must find Sita. And the monkeys searched the world over. And in their search, they told all of the bears. And the bears of the world searched for Sita as well. And with all of the monkeys and all of the bears and Prince Rama, eventually they found Sita. And Sita was on an island in the middle of the ocean. But the monkeys and the bears could not reach the island to rescue her. So they began to build a bridge. They worked together to build a bridge using their own bodies. They gathered together and linked arms. They linked legs. They to build a bridge crossing from the land over the ocean to the island. All of the monkeys, all of the bears worked together, and soon animals big and small from across the world came to help rescue Sita and bring her home. Eventually, the bridge reached the island and they were able to cross it. And as soon as they did, out came Ravana, the demon king, with 20 arms and 10 heads, each one more fearsome than the next. He was a mighty warrior. Would he be a match for the animals of the world and brave Prince Rama? A battle started, and a battle raged, and they fought, until, taking a magic arrow and his bow, Prince Rama drew and loosed. The magic arrow flew through the air and hit its target, defeating Ravana. Whenever you see a picture of Rama now, he's often shown holding the bow with an arrow, a quiver full of arrows here. Or sometimes the bow is over his shoulder, normally on this side. Whenever you see a picture of Rama now, the bow and the arrows are always there. And so they defeated Ravana, and they were able to rescue Sita. Oh, the joy upon seeing Sita and Sita seeing Prince Rama, it was wonderful. And the whole world rejoiced. They celebrated, they screamed, they shouted, they danced, they partied. It was truly a cause for celebration. But they were a long way from home, and he collected the jewelry trail on the way. So however would Prince Rama and Sita find their way back home to the people that loved them? Fortunately for them, everyone lit candles and lanterns to show them the way. They used their light to guide them through the darkness so they would reach home safely. And they did. And ever since, during Diwali, people light candles and lanterns and have fireworks to celebrate light triumphing over darkness, good triumphing over evil. And that light conquering darkness is something that we find in all faiths, in all religions, and in lots of stories about those religions too. We'll have another one of those next week, and one more the week after. I wonder if you can guess the stories that are coming up for the rest of this term. Festivals of light at this time of year, with light triumphing over darkness, light defeating darkness, light winning. I wonder if you can think of those stories. Time for your shout-outs. If you've got a message that you want me to read out, if you've got something you want me to say to your friends, and you haven't sent it to the school phone, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to send those messages. I've got some, but I think we can get more. Let's have a look at what we've got going on. We've got a message from Zeri, Bella, and Eli. So that's year 3, year 2, and reception. Zeri, Bella, and Eli would like to say they miss everyone and can't wait to be back at school. Yes! We can't wait to have you back at school. It's going to be cause for celebration. Really nice to hear from you, Zeri, Bella, and Eli. Lots of messages coming in now. That's excellent news. Eleanor and Lucas, so that's year 5 and year 3. Eleanor and Lucas, shout out to all the teachers and the children from Eleanor and Lucas. Eleanor and Lucas say they miss everyone. We miss you too. But we would like to say thank you for the sweet treats from Milepost 3 today. Lots of very happy teachers at lunchtime today. Let's see what Izzy has to say. Izzy sent her shout out, and Izzy says, hello, Trade Winds. That's a big hello to everybody from Izzy. Thank you so much, Izzy. It's lovely to hear from you. Who else have we got? We've got a casual message from Gabe and Carolina. Gabe and Carolina. Gabe and Carolina say, hi, school. What's up? That's from Gabe and Carolina. A big what's up to everybody out there. All the phones going, messages are coming in. We've got Huxley. Huxley says hi, and he misses his friends. We know that your friends miss you too, Huxley. And Kibling and Atticus are looking forward to movie night. We can't wait to see what everyone has done. Yes, in this week's newsletter, there was another reminder about film night. You can film 2-minute film. Send it in before our movie night, where we'll put all of the films together so you can see the films that everybody else has been making. It's such a good idea, and I can't wait to see it. It's going to be amazing. We've got lots of messages coming in. We've got Layla. Layla saying, hello, everybody. I can't wait to go back to school. I miss you all. And then 3 of these from Layla. Lovely message, Layla. Yes, we're really looking forward. And it's so nice to see that everybody's looking forward to coming back to school. It's just that reminder what a special place this is. Thank you, Layla. Amio and Asmahan. Hi, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you from Asmahan. Lovely, Asmahan. Yes, we're looking forward to seeing you too. And Amio, of course. Miss Barnes says the link is wrong. That's for 5th of October. So thanks, Miss Barnes. Also says hello, everybody, and then a picture of a giraffe. Of course, if you watch Story and Song today, you will know, if you didn't already, Miss Barnes' favorite animal is a giraffe, and we had the story Giraffes Can't Dance today in Story and Song. One more message, unless we get another buzz coming through on the phone. Alina says she's so happy to be back in school in January and she misses everybody. We miss you too, Alina, and we're very grateful for your baking today as well. Perhaps when you're back in school, you'll still make the cookies? Still do the cookies? I would hope so. I'll give it 30 more seconds to see if there are any shout outs. If I've missed yours and you know that you've sent one, send another one now, just to give me a reminder. Sometimes they get lost. James, Sikhs, all celebrate. Internet's gone a bit wobbly. All celebrate Diwali. Next week, we'll be thinking about another festival of light from a different world religion and the story behind that as well. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I've really, really loved today's assembly, and these shout outs warm my heart and bring a smile to my face. So thank you for sharing those messages with me and with your friends. Another huge shout out to Milepost 3 for their sweet treats today. That has filled us all with lots of energy, and every teacher in school is looking green at the moment. We've saved some for Francis. Francis the gardener isn't in school today because he worked so hard over the weekend. He was in both days of the weekend. So we've said to Francis he can have his sweet treat tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. I'm about to finish assembly. I'm looking, I can't see any more messages coming in. That's all we've got time for today. But we are back for another shout out assembly next Monday, and loads happening this week. We've got exercise live and story and song and origami online tomorrow, Wednesday. We've got a drawing club and yoga. And of course, dance. Dance is next. New time for dance, 1:45, a little bit earlier so that Milepost 2 don't miss their Zoom at 3 o'clock. So our dance is starting at 2:15, 2:15. Make sure you're there for that. Thanks for joining me today, everybody. I'll say bye and I'll see you soon.